to be good.
I mean, you know, it's 5 o'clock somewhere.
Yeah, it was just sitting there. Let me put this back. Hold on. Maybe take a sip too.
Okay. So we're going to get started in a second while folks are joining.
I am wearing pants.
I'm wearing pants too. And, you know, honestly, I'm disappointed in us for doing
You
that.
know, I'm going to just say this right now because I know no one can hear us, but my wife was very specific that I wear pants. She said, you know, you might get up, you might have to do something, you're going to get comfortable and you're going to forget. And I was like, I think people are kind of counting on that. So I might take my pants off. I don't know yet.
Please don't.
Please, please.
As someone who has unfortunately seen too much of all this, it's nobody wants to see that.
Fine.
Actually,
So
are people saying they do want to? A blue bar.
So, and I just got a text from Atom saying, you know, we can hear you. And I'm like, yeah, of course. We're talking about, you know, not wearing pants on screen. Let's get started, everybody. There's still people coming in, so we'll just kick it off real quick. Welcome to the first ever virtual global meetup, RedBar Global Meetup.
Virtual. I'm starting early. You can too.
Look, so I want to talk about this a little bit just to get the, you know, elephant in the room out of the way. We really wish we could be in a room with you guys. Like, we really wish that this didn't have to be virtual, that we could be hanging out, drinking way too much in London, where we were supposed to be this weekend. And, you know, we are really, but, you know, because we can't do that, the reality of the situation, we can't do that right now. So we're happy to get together with you in this virtual forum, and we hope that you guys enjoy it as much as we think you will, because there's some really cool stuff coming up for basically the whole weekend. So, you know, I'm just gonna give a little high-level overview of that, and then I want to talk to you guys about our new charitable campaign to kick this off. So. So for this weekend, we have our, you know, as you can see on our virtual step and repeat behind me, we have our sponsors, our platinum sponsor, Frederic Constant, gold sponsor, Oris, and our steel sponsors, Wolf and Mr. Porter, all of whom will be joining us at some point during the weekend on various and sundry sessions. You guys all should have gotten the agenda, so you have the times. This link is the same link you'll use all weekend. In between, we'll take a couple of breaks. If you just see, like, there will be in between when we're taking breaks, there will be a screen up with some music playing telling you what time we're starting again. I also wanted to mention that we have a really killer panel lineup tomorrow morning, which is our independence panel with Max Busser, the Gronefeld brothers, and Romain Gauthier. I'm like super excited for this panel because
again, people, the game we're going to play here, and you have to take a drink every time Romain Gauthier smiles. You
will be so wasted.
That's the game. That's the game.
He can't. He's like the thing is that this not only phenomenal in the watches that they create, but they're all just really friendly people. So, so that's super cool. And then tomorrow noon, we have a panel, the sort of current and future state of the watch industry panel, featuring our very own James Lambden, who is already starring in this kickoff, as well
Monsieur Lambden.
As well as Davide Serrato from Mont Blanc, Blake Mallon from Worn and Wound, Chris Hall from Mr. Porter, and Vijay Geronimo, everybody's favorite dude.
And the most epically named individual in the business.
It's true. So, we've got like a lot of really great stuff for you today. But the first thing I wanted to talk about is our charitable focus. So, a lot of people, I think, we try to talk about it all the time, but I don't think as many people know about this. So, when we started to kind of formalize RedBar as like an organization, we wanted to make sure that it had a charitable component. And it turns out the IRS is not too keen on, drinking in bars and hanging out and playing with watches as like a official charity,
That's why I drink at home.
Business. So what we did was we set ourselves up as a regular company, but we set up a RedBar fund. The RedBar Charitable Fund is managed by a community foundation here in New York City called FJC. Basically they administer philanthropic funds for everyone else and reduce the amount of like paperwork and headache that the philanthropic people want to or have to deal with. And since we've started that, we have raised money via that fund through fundraisers on Instagram, through this new campaign we're about to tell you about. And we have raised or donated more than $100,000 to various charities, including the NAACP Legal Defense Fund, the Equal Justice Initiative, the Restaurant Workers Community Foundation, because the restaurant industry is very heavily affected right now. House, which I'm the chair of the board of that particular charity, and we did a fundraiser for the Broad Street Ministry in Philly with Ian Schoen. We also supported a couple of other charities, and I'll let Adam speak to yours, to the shelter system, the shelter that you volunteer at, and James, I'll let you speak a little bit about the whale and dolphin conservation. So Adam, if you want to just mention the charity.
No, of course. And like Kathleen said, the thought that the three of us had from the get-go was that if this is the business that we're going to be in, we have to give back to the community. And it's something that I was raised with from the beginning. And it's something that, if honestly, I've met my equal and then some in Kathleen and James. So I do have to give the two of them a lot of credit for what they've brought to the table here. I've always focused on homelessness. And here in New York City, it has been an ongoing issue. As we all know, just to live in this city in a shoebox, you have to be a millionaire. And most people aren't, including myself. Through my church, we actually run a men's shelter, which unfortunately has had to shut down because of the virus, but that doesn't change the needs that are out there. And so CAMBA is an organization in New York City that does outtake, counseling, basically any need that you would have as a homeless person and a working homeless person too. I think too many times people's impression of homeless are, deinstitutionalized, crazy folks running around on the streets, yelling at broomsticks, but you'd be surprised. And so that's something that's been near and dear to me. And again, Kathleen and James. I think Kathleen James's charity, on the other hand, is something that maybe nowadays isn't getting enough attention, but I love the fact that that was where his mind was. So.
Yeah, I think the thing that I like so much about the way we've structured our charitable giving program through RedBar is that we're able to affect a lot of different important causes at a very local level, as well as targeting larger, more environmental or humanistic, or in this case, conservation-driven causes when necessary or when we feel it's important. And of course, this year has brought a whole litany of human causes, many of which we've supported, and Kathleen spoke about that a moment ago, but we also care very much about the environment, particularly about our oceans and marine conservation. So we were, with your help, part of the proceeds of last year's Oris Diver 65 RedBar edition, went to the Whale and Dolphin Conservation Organization, whales.org, and they help with marine sanctuary cleaning, ending captivity of marine cetaceans that are in aquariums and zoos, as well as anti-whaling and other initiatives. So what I like so much about this is that we can do a lot of good without, honestly, just being good people. And it really means a lot to me, coming from a world in which we are all very fortunate to have these nice things and to spend our money on these things that everybody that I've ever encountered through all of these years at RedBar loves giving back. And thank you to all of you who support this crazy thing that we all do and help us do some good.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. And again, the shout out to Oris, because the collaboration that we did with them resulted, the watch that we did, the Diver 65 RedBar edition, resulted in a $50,000 donation to our fund, which was a very significant donation. It's the biggest external donation that we've had. So we're always grateful to Oris for their continued support of our charitable efforts.
Hugely.
I will mention also that, Frederic Constant, who's also one of our sponsors, has also partnered with us on some charitable initiatives. We've done some, we've done events with them where they've given gift cards to Donors Choose, which is a charity here in the U.S. And I think probably folks from other countries will be surprised to learn that the teachers in public schools here are wildly underfunded, and so the organization exists so that individuals or corporations can contribute to individual projects, and it's especially doubly important during this time when a lot of these teachers have had to shift to virtual learning. So we continue to. I've been a supporter of that charity for a long time as well. So we really continue to be to appreciate these brands who are giving back as well, because there's good worthy causes out there. So let's talk about our newest campaign. So if you go to our Instagram stories, you will see that we have already launched a charitable campaign. This is actually streaming live. So this opening session only is streaming to the whole internet. Anybody can see this right now on Britesiders' Twitch platform. And what Britesiders was actually founded by a RedBar member, who is a super great guy. And
yeah, Sam.
Who's Sam? Yeah. So he's a super great guy, and who is also, he's easy on the ice. But he's come up with this is his new startup, which is a fundraising platform that's a little different than some of the other ones. It kind of adds a little bit of a gamification element. So like if you make a donation and there's a matching donor, you get notified when you make a donation. So there's some really cool stuff on their platform. And so a couple of weeks ago we did, or maybe it was even, how long ago was it, Adam, when we did the thing with Way? I don't know what time.
All I know is that it wasn't in the before time. So that could be anywhere from a week to 6 months.
Yeah, it was March 740th, I think. But yeah. An event with Way and with Way Co from Revolution and the Rake, and he very generously surprised us during that session by going to donate his own personal #1. He takes #1 of every limited edition that he does. His own personal #1 of 150 of the Hanhart and the Rake and Revolution watch, which Adam is wearing currently, that limited edition. So he has donated that to us to raise funds for whatever our next charitable initiative was. So we chose to partner with Britesiders to do this this fundraiser. So if you go to Britesiders, Britesiders on Instagram, you will see the campaign there. There's a link in their bio you can click on to donate. And so this is not like a regular fundraiser where you're bidding. Any donation basically enters you into the sort of.
I hate to interject here, but if I just do this the whole time, I think that's going to be easier on the eyes for a lot of people.
Yeah.
They won't have to see me.
Just cover your face always, and that would be great.
At all times.
At all times.
Under no circumstances do we want to see that anything behind that.
Now it's just getting.
That's horrible. So anyway, this is not like the highest bidder. This is more of like a contest. So if any donation enters you and enters you into the prize pool and gives you the chance to win this watch. So we've set our fundraising goal at $10,000. I think we can surpass that. Like you guys can throw at it, but
a little bit of a head start here.
We've got a bit of a head start because one of our OG RedBar members, very long time RedBar members, has very generously provided a $5,000 match. So any donation you make up to the $5,000 mark will be matched. So again, if you go to Britesiders Instagram, there's a link in their bio, but the URL that where you can donate is britesiders.com/RedBar Global Meetup. I will put that in the chat for you.
So I'm just stroking my beard here, trying to pose the watch. I do want to point out to folks that the watch I am currently wearing is a prototype. So you will get one that has not been kind of breathed upon and has my DNA all over it. It'll have Way's DNA on it, which is far superior to my DNA. I
mean, that's gross, but also, you know, great.
You know, just, I think legally I have to state that. I think there was in a contract or something.
His kung fu is stronger than your kung fu.
My kung fu is very weak.
Very weak.
Your new fighting technique is very stoppable.
It's called stop, tuck, and roll or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
I just roll around a little bit and people just like, oh, he's crazy.
I feel like your fighting technique would be to turn around and run. But, you know, yeah. Sure. So I see that Drew has put the link to the Britesiders campaign in the chat. We encourage you guys to donate early and donate often. The charity that we are supporting with this campaign is the Trevor Project, which because it is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, National Suicide Prevention Awareness Month in the U.S. For the month of September, we've chosen to support a suicide prevention charity. The Trevor Project works with at-risk LGBTQ youth who are statistically at a higher risk for suicide. So this is a really, really important charity, especially now. You know, people's people who were struggling with mental health are struggling even more nowadays. So we really think this is super important, and we really want to make sure that that we support this this important cause. So please, again, donate early and often, and we really appreciate your support. And we welcome.
And you can win a watch, folks.
Watch. You can do
really nice one.
Win a watch. That's
really nice one. Bronze.
Yeah.
It's a
manual wind, kick-ass strap.
It's super
Way's DNA. I mean, you could clone him probably.
I mean, can you? Like,
you know, I think the possibilities are endless.
You always take it a step too far, and we're just getting beginning. We haven't even gotten to the content yet. This is just the intro, dude.
The intro. So
trust me, this is me pacing myself.
All right.
Oh yeah.
We have a couple minutes left. We're going to take a break for 10 minutes, and then we will come back at 11 o'clock Eastern time with Frederic Constant. I think you guys will really enjoy this presentation because it's with Pim Koslag, who's their, who is like their mad genius that develops all their movements, and he's smarter than any of us, like the three of us put together, I think, probably.
Yeah, that's.
And he will, he's going to be talking about the new line that they just launched and the movement that he developed for it, the perpetual calendar movement. I think you guys get your technical questions ready. Get nerdy. Let's get geeky here, guys. This is the technical guy. You can ask really technical questions. So we will see you guys in 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
11 Eastern. We're gonna play some music with a little interstitial in between, and we'll see you with Frederic Constant and Pim.
All right. I'm gonna keep drinking. All right, the music is actually great. That's right, people. I'm going to talk through all the music for 10 minutes. You know what? I'm not going to do that. But now